Yeah, that theme came about during the recent election in America. Um, Unprecedented things happened. A lot of first time, a lot of shocking incidents happened. And for the first time, we see the world really being engaged in American politics as they've never been before, to the point that even now we hear there was some meddling by other countries. In Nigeria, the interest was so heightened and the people were so passionate about everything that was going on, especially during the debate, that on the street, it was like the everyday talk. The layman was talking about it, people were fighting about it, people were calling their families and friends in America from Nigeria to say, you shouldn't vote for that guy, you know how he's going to affect us, because it's going to affect them.
My name is Ajibade Oyemi. I graduated from Yaba College of Technology 17 years ago in painting. Talking about Nigerians independent, and that has been a long time, and what has been happening is just about bad governance for many years, and it has been, Nigeria, we've been living on corruption. It's enough for everybody to live well, and we have the best of everything, talking about a nation with about 180 million people with good brains and with good ideas and things like that. And we're very hardworking people. And but what has been the problem of that nation has been governance, and that has been a problem. And a nation that has been in corruption for so many years, and the new government just came in, and you have different parties, and some will not even want the government of the day to succeed, so that by the next election they want to come in and rule and things like that. With that, they want to bring a kind of problem into that. All the agitation you are seeing today are from the politicians. They don't want the government of the day to rule. You see Boko Haram fighting from one place. The Igbos want to move as Biafrans and things like that. So, yeah. So it's like, it has been like that, a pressure on the government. How do we succeed? Even talking about salary, they don't pay salaries of workers for many years, and some will be owing their pensions and things like that. The older ones will be dying in penury, while those that goes into government lays in abundance. And that's why even when you go to the market, it's difficult for people to buy and sell, because those that bring the product to the market, it takes a lot to get all the product, and it's very expensive. And sometimes we so much depend on oil, and we have the land, we have a green land that we can depend on agriculture. But so many people left, or so many of us, we left the agriculture for oil. We want quick money, and that has really been the problem. And nobody wants to go back into farming because we have the quick money. Everybody wants to live good.
Nigeria had gained their independence from British rule for 57 years now. 57 for human lifespan. That's you're no more a kid. You're a teenager. You should be established. You should know. You should not even know what you want in life. You should have been doing what you want in life, because 57 should be your future. When you grow up, you're like, in the future, I'm going to do this. So after 57 years, if you still don't know where you are, you're still talking about what you're going to do in the future, then that's a big pain. So, and sadly, that's the case of Nigeria. Nigeria is a country with a lot of irony, I don't know how to describe it. Nigeria is filled with able-bodied youths, intelligent, educated people, resourceful people, very enlightened people. But the irony is we're very ignorant about what the government should do for us or about our rights. But Nigeria is one of the most educated people in the world. The most educated group, immigrants in America, seems to be Nigerians. But then you still hear about the oppression of women. You still hear about the backwards cultures, suppression in Nigeria, where the same women are from. That's the irony, and you wonder why. If Nigerians can succeed in America, Nigerians are they say they own their own on Wall Street. In the medical field, Nigerians are here making it very successful. If Nigerians can be successful in America, what's happening? Why are we still where we are? They still call us the third world country. But we're making it happen here in another man's country.
I was really disappointed when, the president said his wife is meant to be in the kitchen and the other room. That is not meant to be.
Nigerian president.
Yeah, Nigerian president. To me, independence means freedom to live. Freedom to have your own decision. On freedom to govern your people. So, but in Nigeria right now, we can continue saying we're still young, we're 57. That doesn't matter. It matters about who are the people that are in government. Are they truly the people that they are capable of leading for the future or to the future? Right now, I believe Nigeria is not in that state of mind.
Take all the Nigerians here and put them back in Nigeria. Would Nigeria change? I don't know still, because I think the system is the problem, not the people, and that's why I say it's the irony there. It seems like Nigerians individually are independent. They succeed when they decide to do things on their own. But when they go back into a system, where the system seems to kind of stifle them, holds them back, clamps on them. So that tells you the problem of Nigeria is not the people, it's the system. The system is the government. But the irony again is that the government is the people. So you keep wondering, what's the problem with Nigeria? My conclusion to that would be, it seems like even though we gained our independence 57 years ago, we haven't realized we need a new set of leaders. It seems we keep recycling the same people who have refused to see a new vision for Nigeria, who has refused to grow. They're using the system of the past to rule Nigeria of the new.
Corruption is our biggest challenge, because everything everybody faces in Nigeria. First of all, the people are not free to express themselves. People who have visions to lead cannot come out to lead because of fear and insecurity, because someone feels that he has the right to the resources of Nigeria. It's in his pocket. It's his own. He doesn't see why anybody. He is ready to kill. He's ready to mine. So.
Like we all know, religion actually has played a negative role in not just Nigeria, in Africa. You see, when I came into the US 5 years ago, I noticed one thing. Then I started thinking, here, people don't go to church. But go to Africa, go to my country, Nigeria, every street you see about 10 churches.
We worship our ministers.
Yes.
We worship our ministers.
It's not like we worship. We are not worshiping the God.
We worship our ministers.
We are worshiping our ministers.
If you have internal problem with your wife, you take it to a man of God.
Not to God.
Not to God.
Yeah.
So if your wife reports you to man of God, it's what the man of God tells your wife to do. That's what she's going to do.
But I think that's because the church seems to be the only organization that seems to care, because there's nowhere else you go for counseling.
Let me say this. The way forward in Africa, Nigeria, we have to go back to the basics. Embrace our old tradition.
The one that we understand.
I'm with you.
Listen, activate our what you call juju, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Make all the politicians to swear.
Because it seems the new ideas are not even at play. People are not thinking. We just stay there. Like Nigeria will say, Fela talked about. Nigeria, we like to suffer and smile. Suffering and smiling, like Fela said, seems that's what's happening. And sadly, a lot of things that Fela was saying then is going on. It's happening. So it's not new. Fela didn't die today. Fela wasn't saying this. He's been saying this for so many years.
But if we can be patient with ourselves, if there is unity among ourselves, let there be peace, we'll go to places. Nigeria will be great. I see great future in Nigeria. I'm not seeing Nigeria, we are not breaking. We're going to be together, we're going to be united, and I see that.
Religion is also suppressing the masses because people are voiceless. People turn to church and spiritual means to try to move themselves, not the nation. They don't care about others. You know, most Nigerians are selfish. It is just the way Nigerians are. You understand? If you ever board an international flight, right, before the flight even gets to the ground, you know, and packs, every Nigerian is taking his box. He wants to be the first. Well, when you trace back to our forefathers, right, to say, okay, before independence, let's say, before we got our independence, how did we govern ourselves? What rules were on ground? What kept people in check? You know, there was law and order before independence, right? We had our way of doing things.
Yeah.
We had spiritual mentors. We had masquerades that people were afraid of because they were visual. They could see. They could relate to it, you know. Now, civilization has tended to push that behind, you know.
I think religion has been existence, you know.
Yeah.
It now depends on what kind of religion you are talking about.
Yeah.
You understand?
Let me take
It has been in existence years back before
Yes,
the
we've always had
before the
traditional
before the
African
Western
tradition. Yeah.
people
Yeah.
came to Africa.
Yeah.
We've had different religions.
when we talk about religion is
Broad.
broad.
Yes.
But the fact is, before the emergence of the Western world, Western people
Western culture.
into Africa,
Yeah.
African had their tradition.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what we say. We have our religion.
Yeah,
We have
that's
our
what
religion.
We have our
Yeah.
religion before
Tradition, Islam, and
before
Christianity.
the Islam and Christianity came
Christianity
to
and Islam religion, they
because
are foreign.
those are the foreign
Those are the
religions.
I think those are the two
To the
foreign
Africa.
religions that were forced on
You
Africa.
understand?
Yeah.
And the problem I see is that we are still struggling to understand those religions and live by them. Africans are still trying to be Africans. We're trying to be African, Christian, African, Muslim. And we really don't understand those religions. I think that's the conflict there. We mentally are Africans, but we are being forced to live Western rules of governing us. We don't even know how to adopt those rules. We don't even know the meaning of rights, democracy or rights. We still think our leaders are our king. We respect them like that. We cannot even talk up to them because we're thinking they are our rulers unconsciously. I think that's the problem with Africa. Is that irony that I mentioned earlier? We want to be Christian at the same time. Our mind, our souls cannot really understand it. I think that's the problem. And that's why it seems that Nigerian has really developed or grown religious-wise. When I say religious, I'm talking about the modern religion, Christian and Islam. We are more together as Christians. Well, we're all Christians. You see the fight. Christians, Muslims want to fight us. Muslims want to Islamitize Nigeria. They never talk about their own. You hear Muslims, you hear them say they want to Islamitize Nigerian, they want to do, but Nigerians forget those people are Nigerians. They're talking as if it seems like unconsciously we are not. But when it comes to Christianity, we are Christians. Muslim, we are. So that is the divide in Nigeria, is mostly those two new religions that was pushed
How
on
the
us.
politicians use those religions to divide.
That's a tool. That's
They
the
use it.
Control.
They use it.
What I
to
mean by
divide people.
consciousness, is you'll be conscious to the state to know what is going on around you. You understand? And not to be told or controlled or mind or with fear, have no voice. You see a lot of Nigerians they're able to express themselves in social media, but they're not able to come to the forefront, to the stage, and address the devil.
Yeah.
We just got out of from a military regime into a democratic regime. So that's why I say it's still very young. It's still a very tender process, you know. Right now there's an agenda for change, which is a fight against corruption. Corruption is just one of the problems, one of the devils we face.
I believe Nigeria can resolve corruption if the Westerners doesn't support and back up. Because they will tell you like, oh, go get the money, bring it right here, invest it in their country. They're using stolen money to build their own country.
So it's profitable.
So it's profitable. They are doing it. The politician knew. Go and check out these politicians. Where did they come from? You will see them, they travel, where did they have their vacation? Abroad, spending the stolen money. And you people are, accepting the stolen money, the blood money. What you can, and I want you to know this, like, is the Westerners, the Europeans that destroy Nigeria politically. We're talking about the religion and all that, but we are not talking about the judicial system. The judicial system in Nigeria I won't say nothing to write about, but I can write a million more pages about Nigerian judicial system. Our judicial system is corrupt. Is the foundation of Nigerian corruption. If you steal from this is a consequence. This is what you're gonna face. Let's implement that. Let everybody follows the rules. Let the leaders, let them obey the rules.
Based on what he said about the judicial system, you understand, the system is being tweaked. Because now you find a lot of corrupt politicians rebranding, It's just a matter of, okay, what kind of brand do I take from now? But the content is still the same.
The same.
Because at the end of the day, there's no consequences for corrupt practices. It's very difficult for someone to steal a bread, but it's very easy for someone to steal $1 billion.
Yeah,
with just the pen, and everybody will keep quiet because he will settle all the people around him.
I think it's a simple logic. When you steal 10 billion, you probably put aside 5 billion or 3 billion to settle the judiciaries and settle everybody. Everybody be quiet, and you go away with it. But if you steal 1,000 in the market, you'll be born alive.
Exactly.
There's something they call jungle justice.
Jungle justice, misplaced priority, whatever it's called. It's just that we as a people are unconscious.
That's one thing I've learned. One I'm really happy that I came to America because it opened my eyes to a lot of things. So that's why when we talk about the religion thing, I get so passionate and because I see. Maybe if I was still in Nigeria, that's why I don't blame a lot of people. You wouldn't see if you're in the problem. You need to get out of the problem to look in to see what the problem is. And that's what I saw. If we're talking about religion the way we are now, I would have been really angry, like you don't talk about my minister, you don't talk about my pastor, you don't talk about Christianity like that, because you do not do my anointed no harm. But now I realize that even God gave us senses for a reason, and God do take a decision and go back and check it. So I wonder why we humans shouldn't retrace ourselves sometimes when we do stuff and we see it's not going the right way. But the Nigerian Christian feels that everything is because the Bible says forgive. So this guy comes and embezzles all the money in the country, kills all the market women that were protesting, jail all your brothers that go out, take all the guys in your town that came out to protest, ask them to go in the mud and drink the mud and kill some of them, and you guys say nothing because tomorrow you're like, we leave it all to God, because that's what the Bible says. Everything that happens for a reason. That's what the Bible. So you believe it was meant to happen.
Yeah, and I want to corroborate what he said. The freedom
do Nigerians truly have the freedoms, the one we desire? For me, no. In many aspects, they cage, the press, they cage the people. Freedom, in true sense, if you say you have freedom of speech, freedom to express yourself the way you want, freedom to belong to any association you desire. But these things are non-existent. They tell you that you have freedom to do all these things. But in real sense, in Nigeria, it's not there. And I try to bring all those things to my heart.
The giant of Africa. I know we can still get out of it if we can think and do the right thing. It's a great country. We have abundant mineral resources with human brains. You understand me? So we have everything, but unfortunately the system is strangling people, the citizens. That's why we are what we are. I mean, what we are experiencing today now. Instead of progressing, we are trying to. I mean, we are like watchdog. We see what is going on. Put them down. You express yourself. Let the people know this is the right thing. Put them on canvas, sculpture, or whatever. This is how you can go about bringing about a change. If you want a change, you have to actually look at the positive and the negative. But of course, once you are able to identify the negative and the positive, then of course nobody wants to go for the negative. And we are all, if you look at what we have here, it's based on, what is going on in Nigeria.
That we are all here, able-bodied Nigerian youth, artists that love Nigeria, say something about Nigeria. Because the truth is that if we have our way, we wouldn't want to be in America. We love America, we love the opportunity we get here. But everybody loves to be home too, you know that? For you to move your family, or for you to have gotten to a certain age in life when you should be settling and deciding to take your bag to another place of uncertainty is not an easy decision.
I try to make them subdue to be in background. So the words that I write in my paintings, they are not projected as people expect to see them. So you get to squint, you get to look, you get to be part of that work so you can get the message out of the painting.
I believe God will talk to our people and the nation will be good. And sometimes when we talk about politics, we disagree with each other in the sense that some people think we are supporting the government of the day, some think we are supporting the past government and things like that. But when you see the truth, you should know that even the Western powers, they know the truth of what's happening, not even in Nigeria, in Africa in general. There's a lot of problem in the land. And the Western powers are part of it. Because if the money is stolen from Africa, they bring it back to the Western nations and things like that. Why do you allow that? If you don't want corruption to continue in Africa, then you still allow people to take our money and bring it to Europe and to Asia and to America. All the institutions are not working well. There's no freedom in all the institutions in the sense that the government of the day controls all the institutions, and it's not supposed to be so. They're supposed to be, look at what's happening in America. Trump came up with some ideas, and those institutions, they were against it. And that was the reason why some decisions could not work. And
because the government cannot control the judicial system.
And the problem is not just Nigeria, it's about all the African countries. We have that problem and things like that. So it's going to change. I know if it's not going to change, there has to be a revolution.
And we are the agents of change.
Maybe we should stop there.